This is Jonathan Cahn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. When you look at what's happening in the world, it's easy to wonder what's going on, and are things out of control? Is this what the Bible foretold? Is the end near? What do I need to know about the future? Where's it all going? How can I be prepared? What is God's prophetic word for the hour and for me? On this channel, you're going to find prophetic updates, the mysteries of God, daily words for life, biblical revelation, prophetic teachings, and much more. I pray it's going to be a great blessing to you in the days ahead. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time there's a new video that's posted. Leave a comment as to how God is blessing you. And don't forget to share these videos with friends who need to hear them. Thanks again, and God bless you. Shalom.
There are moments in the divine calendar not marked by man's time, but by heaven's. June 14, 2025 is not just a date, it is a divine appointment. The world spins in noise and distraction, but for the chosen ones, a whisper comes through the chaos. A message, a warning, a calling. Today, this word is not for everyone. It is not for the complacent. It is for the set-apart ones, the remnant, the watchmen, the intercessors, the consecrated. Those who have felt the shaking of this world and wondered, Lord, what are you saying? He is speaking now. The winds of heaven are stirring. You must be awake. There are moments in life when everything seems to be standing still on the outside, but on the inside, everything is moving. You feel the shift, but can't explain it. You sense the change, but can't see it. You wake up and nothing around you has moved, yet your spirit knows you're not in the same place you were yesterday. That is the hidden season of divine transition. It's the moment between what was and what is to come. God does not always announce his movements with thunder and lightning. Often he moves like the wind, unseen but undeniable. In this season, many of God's chosen are experiencing closed doors, unanswered prayers, sudden redirections, and surprising interruptions. But what looks like a setback is actually a setup. What feels like abandonment is actually alignment. When God led Abraham away from his land, it wasn't because he had failed. It was because Abraham was being positioned for something greater. The same is true now. God is calling his people out of their comfort zones. He is shaking them free from attachments, familiar patterns, and even people who were once a part of their journey. Not because he is punishing them, but because he is preparing them. The shifting feels like silence. You pray, and heaven seems still. You seek, but no doors open. You try to step forward, but the ground feels uncertain. And yet God is not absent. He is more present than ever. He's drawing his chosen closer, deeper, and higher. He's stripping away the noise, the distractions, and the things that once gave false comfort. He's calling his people to walk by faith, not by sight. If you are in the place of unknowing, take heart. You are in the womb of the Spirit. In the natural, the womb is dark, enclosed, and hidden, yet in the womb, life is formed. Identity is shaped. Purpose begins. The chosen ones are in spiritual wombs right now, hidden, concealed, but being formed for the day of revealing. This is not the time to seek visibility. It is the time to seek intimacy. The hidden season is a holy season. It is where God builds what men cannot see, so that when he reveals you, you will not collapse under the weight of the calling. In the midst of this hidden season, something sacred is happening. God is choosing his vassals, not the ones who are loudest, not the ones with the biggest platforms, but the ones who have remained faithful in obscurity, the ones who chose him over applause, the ones who burned when no one was watching. He is searching the earth for hearts that are wholly his, and when he finds them, he is placing mantles upon them. These are not ordinary assignments. These are not casual callings. These are end-time mantles, costly, heavy, holy. But the mantle cannot fall on those who are half-hearted. The mantle is reserved for those who have been tried by fire, tested in the wilderness, and have not turned back. Just as Elisha followed Elijah to the very end, refusing to be left behind, So must you cling to the presence of God in this hour, no matter the cost. Elisha's reward was not in fame or favor, it was in fire. When the chariot of heaven took Elijah, the mantle fell. But Elisha had to pick it up. The mantle does not wrap itself around you. You must bend down, humble yourself, and take hold of it. Many want the mantle without the movement. They want the power without the process. But God will not place sacred authority in hands that have not been emptied of self. The mantle is not given to those who ask. It is given to those who endure. It is not worn for pride. It is carried for war. The mantle represents weight. And in this season, God is weighing hearts. He is testing motives. He is measuring obedience. Not in public displays, but in private surrender. Who are you when no one is watching? What do you do when the doors close and the lights go out? That is the place where mantles are formed. This is not a season of being impressive. It's a season of being obedient. The chosen are being marked, not with titles, but with tears. Not with crowns, but with crosses. They are the ones who walk with limp and lead with scars. They have nothing left to prove because they've already died to themselves. And it is to these that the mantle is being entrusted. There is a call echoing through the spirit realm. A call not for the crowds, but for the consecrated. A call to come out, to be set apart, not just in physical space, but in spirit, in thought, in heart, and in purpose. It is the call to sacred separation. This is not the separation of arrogance, nor the pride of religion. It is the separation of holiness. In a world that seeks to blur every line, God is redrawing them. In an age where darkness masquerades as light and compromise is celebrated, the Lord is calling His chosen to draw a line in the sand. Come out from among them and be separate, He says. Not to isolate you, but to distinguish you. The chosen ones are not called to blend in, but to stand out, not through self-righteousness, but through purity. Not with loudness, but with light. Holiness is not a posture of perfection. It is the pursuit of the presence of God at any cost. It means walking away from what once entertained you. It means letting go of relationships that God has not authored. It means refusing to let culture disciple you when the Spirit of God is calling you deeper. There is a price to separation, but there is a glory in it too. When Moses turned aside to see the burning bush, he left the flock he was tending. He left the routine. He left the familiar. And in that moment of separation, he encountered the God of fire. God doesn't reveal His holiness to the casual. He reveals it to those who have made the decision to be set apart. If you want to carry the sacred, you must walk the narrow. If you want to hear His secrets, you must sit in silence, away from the noise. You cannot carry heaven's oil while trying to fit into earth's systems. The more you are set apart, the more authority you will carry. Not the authority that comes from man, but the authority that silences demons, heals wounds, and shakes atmospheres. The world doesn't need another influencer. It needs intercessors, carriers of the divine, bearers of truth. And they are rising, not from palaces, but from caves. God is raising up hidden ones in this hour. They are not known by name, but they are known in heaven. They don't seek the stage, but they shake nations in prayer. They are the ones who worship when no one sees, who fast when no one applauds, who weep over cities when the world mocks their tears. These hidden ones have been in the shadows, not because they were forgotten, but because they were being formed. They were being taught how to listen, how to wait, how to fight without fear, and love without limits. David was anointed king, but he went back to the sheepfold. Joseph dreamed of ruling, but was thrown into prison. Esther lived in obscurity before she stood before the king. The pattern of God is to hide before He reveals, to bury before He builds. This is a season of divine incubation. God is concealing His vassals like arrows in a quiver, waiting for the appointed time to launch them. They are not delayed. They are preserved, not forgotten. They are protected. The hidden ones are being forged in fire. They are being purified in silence. They are learning the language of heaven. They are shedding the ambition of flesh and taking on the burden of the Lord. When they rise, they will not come with noise. They will come with power. They will not need titles. They will carry presence. They will not seek influence. They will establish altars. And through them, the Lord will confound the wise and awaken the sleeping. These are the ones who are learning to move in the rhythm of the Spirit. They don't follow the calendar of culture. They follow the timings of heaven. They are sensitive to the wind, quick to obey, slow to speak, and fierce in prayer. And though the world doesn't see them yet, the heavens already recognize them. Their names are known in the courts of angels. Their prayers are stored like incense before the throne. Their tears water the soil of future revivals. The time of their revealing is near, but even in their hiddenness, they are shaking foundations. They are shifting atmospheres. Every moment in the secret place is building something in the spirit realm. Every surrender is planting a seed for harvest. Every unseen act of obedience is echoing through eternity. These are the vessels who have been emptied of the world so they can be filled with the glory of God. Across the earth, foundations are trembling. The pillars of governments, economies, and even religious institutions are no longer secure. What once appeared unshakable is now shaking. That which was exalted is being brought low, and that which was hidden is being exposed. It is not coincidence, it is divine intervention. Heaven is shaking the systems of man to make room for the kingdom of God. We are witnessing the unraveling of human thrones. Thrones built on pride. Thrones sustained by corruption. Thrones that denied the living God. These are being torn down. For too long, man has exalted himself, crowned himself, and worshiped the work of his own hands. But God is rising to show that no throne stands forever except his own. Every empire built on sand is destined to collapse. Every kingdom that exalts itself above the name of the Lord will be humbled. Every voice that mocks righteousness will be silenced, not by argument, but by judgment. This shaking is not punishment for the faithful. It is preparation. The chosen ones must not fear the collapse of worldly systems. When Egypt trembled, Israel was delivered. When Babylon fell, Daniel was preserved. When the earth groans, the heavens open for those who belong to the Lord. The shaking will expose what is true and what is false. Ministries that were built on charisma without consecration will crumble. Leaders who sought influence without intimacy will fall. Churches that compromise truth for popularity will be sifted. This is the season of threshing. The wind of God is blowing through his fields, and only the wheat will remain. What is happening in the natural mirrors what is occurring in the spiritual. God is cleansing his altars. He is driving out the money changers. He is restoring the fear of the Lord to his house. He is returning his people to the fire, to the word, and to the upper room. In this hour, neutrality is no longer possible. There is no more middle ground. You will either build on rock or on sand. You will either carry the mark of compromise or the seal of fire. The days of casual Christianity are over. The battle lines are being drawn. Heaven is issuing a call, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. The urgency is not man-made, it is divine. There is a window open in the Spirit, and those who delay may miss it. The trumpet is not sounding in the distance, it is sounding now. The Lord is seeking those who will move immediately, those who will not debate, delay, or deflect. When the Spirit says go, they will go. When he says speak, when he says stand, they will not bow. The harvest is ripe, but the laborers must stop waiting for permission. You do not need a title to obey. You do not need a pulpit to preach. You do not need a following to influence. You need obedience. That is what heaven honors. There is an anointing being released, but it is only for those who respond now. The door is open, but it will not remain open forever. The parable of the virgins is not just a story, it is a warning. 5 were ready, 5 were not. And when the time came, the door was shut. Many are waiting for a move of God, but God is waiting for a move of man. He has already released His word, His spirit, His power. The next move belongs to you. It is not about feeling ready. It is about being willing. This is not the time for safe prayers. It is the time for surrendered lives. It is not the season to accumulate things, but to abandon idols. God is looking for laid-down lovers, for fiery ones, for broken vessels made whole in His hands. The urgency of now means that you cannot afford to postpone obedience. If God says forgive, forgive now. If He says go, go now. If He says give, give now. Delay is disobedience wrapped in convenience. There is no more time to play it safe. Those who hesitate will watch history. Those who move will make it. The clock of heaven is moving, and time is shorter than it seems. This is not alarmism, it is reality. The spiritual alarms are sounding for those who have ears to hear. Every revival in history began with one thing: urgency. A people who prayed as if heaven depended on it, who fasted like lives were at stake, who gathered not for show, but for fire. And fire came, rain fell, glory descended. This hour is no different. The glory will come, but only upon those who are ready. The fire will fall, but only upon those who have built the altar. Heaven is watching. The Spirit is stirring. The earth is waiting. You were not born for comfort. You were born for war, for purpose, for glory. You are not random. You are marked. Heaven has placed its seal upon you. And stand up, chosen one. The time is now. Rise with fire. Walk in boldness. Speak with authority. Love with purity. Pray with power. Move with heaven. Let the word that burns in your bones now set the world ablaze. The Lord has spoken. The mantle is falling. Will you catch it?